and I did my project on W.E.B Du Bois. I think that's how you say it. So I'm just going to start off with a little biography about him, and I have some notes over here, so if I look over there, that's why. But, yeah. So, W.E.B Du Bois actually stands for William Edward Burghardt Du Bois, but he was mainly known as W.E.B. He was born on February 23rd, 1868, in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. And his parents were Alfred and Mary Sylvina Du Bois, and they were really supportive parents throughout his childhood. He grew up in a small European town in Massachusetts, and he didn't really face a lot of discrimination when he was younger. So his mom's white and his dad's African American, so he was half, and he didn't really. A lot of kids didn't discriminate against him, and his teachers were really supportive of him because he had a really hard work ethic, and he actually was very outstanding in a lot of his schoolwork, and so they were really proud of him or they were glad for his accomplishments. Um, he he was really supportive from his teachers, and I think he had had a little bit of racism. He was exposed to it because at that time there was a lot of it, but in Massachusetts, it wasn't as bad. And so he grew he grew up and he really liked school and really liked to learn about education, and he decided he wanted to go to college, so he applied to Fisk University in Tennessee, and in order to pay for that, he had to have people donate for him. So his church, his childhood church would donate money for him, and his neighbors would donate, and eventually he got enough money to be able to attend Fisk University. And then after he attended Fisk, he got a degree and then decided he wanted to attend Harvard University. And in order to pay for Harvard, which we all know is very pricey, he did a lot of summer jobs. He had donations. He just kind of found a way to get money and was able to pay for his Harvard degree. And he ended up being the first African American to graduate with a doctorate degree from Harvard University. Right after he graduated, he began his writing career by writing the book titled The Philadelphia Negro. And so this was like his first publication that had to do with racism, because when he went to attend Fisk University in Tennessee, he was exposed to the Jim Crow laws. And that was like the first time in his life where he really realized that his African American society and, his people that he's part of the race, so he realized that his people were in a lot of trouble because of all the racism. Then he wrote another book while working. So after he graduated, he got a teaching job at Atlanta University, and he wrote a book called titled "The Souls of Black Folk," and that was another book that had to do with African Americans and racism. And in 1895, this is a point in his life where he really stepped out of the box. He decided to oppose Booker T. Washington's Atlanta Compromise. And basically, in the Atlanta Compromise, Booker T. Washington talked a lot about how African Americans need to gain an education, but it has to be like an industrial education. And he didn't fight for black rights for African Americans because he believed that black African Americans or black people needed to get along with white people. So he felt like if he fought for their rights, they wouldn't get along with the American or white people. And Du Bois didn't agree with this. He believed that Americans needed a classical education, which had to do with art and sciences, and that's the way that they'll learn and grow to the best of their ability. And he opposed Booker T. Washington's view on the rights because he believed that African Americans deserved their rights, and he decided that he was really going to fight for the rights. So he was really against Booker T. Washington, and this was something that really kind of brought him out and made him known to the world, and a lot of people began to support him and follow him because of his opposing stance and because of his beliefs, which is like fighting for rights and education and things like that. he wrote a book called The Talented Tenth, and this is also one of his major contributions to education. And the main kind of focus of this book was that he believed that every 1 in 10 African Americans will become a great leader of their society. And he quoted, this is a quote that I really like: "The intelligence of a society permeated by that larger vision of life and broader tolerance which are fostered by the college and university." So he really believed that if you do attend college and university, if you do get a good education, that 1 in 10th person will be able to use that to become a great leader in their society. So I think that's basically it. He was very influential to the younger generation. He wanted to focus on when they're young so that they'll be able to grow and start young, because I feel like that's the best time, is to start young with education, and that way you'll be able to really advance and learn more. He ended up having a lot of support and followers, and he became a really big spokesperson to many people, and to Black rights, or African American, or to civil rights. And he believed that if you focus on your education and you really strive to get a good education, you're more prone to personal advancements. And I think that this is something that he really focused on, is because he spent 4 years in Tennessee, Fisk University, and none of his credits or any of the classes he took, none of them transferred to Harvard. So basically he started all over at Harvard. So that's like 8 years of schooling. And on top of that, he became a professor in Atlanta. And then on top of that, he would go around the world or to different countries and stuff, and learn more and more about education. He really wanted to know as much as he could. And then towards the end, I just talked about like how it relates to me today, and I think that it's really important to abide by his principles, because I do believe that education is extremely important. That's part of one of the reasons I wanted to be a teacher, is because I believe that if we really teach students the right way, they'll be able to really reach their full potential and grow to the best of their ability. Let's see. Oh, and then this is the last part, is this quote that he said, and I really, really liked this quote. It says, "The main thing is the you beneath the clothes and skin. The ability to do, the will to conquer, the determination to understand and know this great, wonderful, curious world." And that's my report on W.E.B Du Bois, and I really liked this project. I really liked focusing on him and his contributions to society, and I hope you guys like it as well. Thanks!